All right, so here we go. Welcome to Fontbonne University's second annual first generation student graduation ceremony. We are delighted that you could join us for this virtual event. My name is Sadie Weiss, and I am the Academic Affairs Programs Coordinator. In this position, I have the privilege of working on a program called the 1G Collective. The 1G Collective was started in 2016 and aims to provide support for first generation college students on our campus. I feel incredibly fortunate to work with our students and mentors who are part of the 1G Collective, and it brings me great joy to be a part of this outstanding community. We are extremely proud of our students here today who identify as first generation, and I want to thank all of you for being here to recognize their accomplishments. We have the program laid out here, as you can see on this lovely slide. And so now I would like to introduce Dr. Adna Ismajilefendic to say a few words.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here today, and congratulations. I know that this isn't what any of us would have wanted for this semester, but I have to tell you that there are some advantages to this too. I loved at the beginning as people were coming in, I loved hearing the sound of babies in the background. I love seeing some family members with some of you as I click through some of the pictures, family members and friends. So welcome to everybody. As I said in the honors convocation the other day, it's a little bit different. The rules of decorum are a little bit different here, right? If you're in the gym or the chapel, you normally can't hoot and holler in the middle of a ceremony, but here, if you're on mute, I say go for it. So I can't wait to see clapping and dancing and whatnot later on during the ceremony. So, so with that one quick note, you know, none of us wanted this semester to be this way, but I want to congratulate each of you for overcoming adversity, which is really not all that new to you, I think, right? It's not like this has just been at the tail end. You've overcome adversity all throughout your life to get to this point. You know, everybody wants to give advice at graduation, and I'm not going to give a whole bunch of advice. There's other people who can do that. The one small thing I'll say is that I think, like to think about success after university in like these grand gestures, right? You know, big jobs, big awards, big money, all of that stuff, which is fine. But I think in order to stay on the right track, you should think about how you got to this point today. You didn't get to this point today from grand gestures, big awards, that situation. You got here by making the right decisions consistently along the way. And when things got off track, you course corrected and got back on. So I would encourage you to keep that in mind as you go forward in your careers. You know, be kind to other people, make the small, hard choice that's still the right thing to do. And remember that the folks here at Fontbonne, we're part of your life now. So come back, visit us, tell us about what's going good, ask for help, and we hope to see you back regularly. So congratulations, everybody.
Sadie, you're muted.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Ismajilefendic. Really appreciate your words. I would now like to invite one of our graduating students, Kayley Cunningham, to say a few words about her experience as a first-generation college student. Kayley has been instrumental in the development of the 1G Collective. She has served as a program assistant for the 1G Collective for the past 3 years, and we are extremely grateful for everything she has contributed to the program. Kayley is graduating from Fontbonne with a Bachelor of Arts in General Studies Health and will be attending St. Louis University for graduate school this fall. Welcome, Kayley.
Thank you. Just making sure that I have it. Thanks, Grandma. So hi, friends. Welcome to our second annual First Generation College Student Ceremony. I would like to begin first by congratulating all my peers on their outstanding academic achievement. I mean, what an empowering feeling it is to be recognized as a graduating first generation college student. I hope that you feel both accomplished and celebrated in your achievement. Second, I would like to acknowledge these highly unusual circumstances. I think that's how I'm going to decide to word that. When Sadie and I began planning this year's celebration for our first-gen graduates, this was obviously not what we envisioned. Us graduates deserve nothing short of the traditional in-person ceremony afforded to, everyone before us and will be again after us. And for this, I would like to extend my sympathy. I understand the mix of conflicted feelings you may be experiencing. I'm feeling them too. But if we consider our journey as first-generation college students, it has been anything but traditional, and therefore maybe it is fitting that we not have the traditional graduation experience. Allow me to elaborate just a bit. While we made the most of our college experience, we did so in a little bit of a different way. We navigated the unknown territories, in some instances on our own and in others with lots of support, with much less a detailed map that may have been afforded to others. If I could ask for everyone's participation, I'd like to do a little question and response, if you will, with emotion rather than words. So if everyone could please place their hand over their camera, and I'm going to make a few statements, and I want you to remove your hand and show your face when that statement resonates with your experience. So everyone's hand is over their camera. Remove your hand if you were nervous about attending college. All right, place it back. Now remove your hand if at times you felt that you were the last to know things. Okay. Now remove your hand if at any point you felt like you were pretending to be something that you are not. Okay. Now remove your hand if at any point somebody questioned your choice of college or major. And my last one, remove your hand if you ever felt pressure to succeed in order to make your friends and family proud. I want everyone to take note of the faces that were revealed in the answers to these questions, and know that when you saw these faces, they were not just the faces of nervous college students or students wanting to make their family proud. These are the faces of leaders. Those moments where we felt nervous or we felt doubt, they were moments that made being a leader and a first-generation student difficult at times, but I want you to know that I am fully confident that we're all leaders, and I have 5 reasons why I'm certain. First is you saw it. You chose college over other alternatives. You chose to do something that you didn't know anything about, but you were determined to get there. Regardless of the uncertainty and doubt, both yours and others, you decided that you want to do this. You're the first to do it, and I bet others will follow eventually. 2 is you made it. I would argue that getting to college, the forms, the papers, the applications can at times be harder than college is, especially when there is not someone readily available to tell you how to do it. So naturally, like the leader that you are, you did your research, you sought outside help, and you got the darn thing done. You made it here, and you deserve to be here. 3 is you're doing it. Every day that you went to class, you learned something new. You were that much closer to your future career, trade, or goal, and you were proving yourself to yourself. You were proving that you knew this is what you wanted, and you knew this is what you needed. You weren't afforded the luxury of training wheels, and yet you are leading by doing. And if you're doing it right, there are moments where you enjoy the ride. 4 is you kept doing it. College isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to challenge you. You kept going even when you had doubts you would be successful, when others had doubts that you might be successful. Every tear shed over an awful exam, #chemistry, Every late night spent writing a paper that you should have started way earlier was an example of your perseverance. You might be tempted to think that you just happen to be skating by, but you don't accidentally pass college courses. You don't accidentally keep progressing in college, and you are the reason you are doing it. And my last reason is you did it. Contrary to popular belief, college doesn't last forever. Before you know it, it's going to be April of your senior year. You'll get tickets to graduation. You'll receive invitations to things like honors convocation. You'll receive awards recognizing your hard work over the past 4 years. You may even shed a tear or two while reminiscing over all the friends you made, all the late night study groups that we all know in reality got very little, if any, studying done. all the procrastination that you hate yourself for doing, but before you know it, the next assignment is due, at midnight that evening. And in any other context, we would be looking at each other sitting at graduation, waiting for our turn to hear our name called so that we can shake the president's hand and accept our diploma with the other. I am aware that these might sound like some corny, inspirational quotes off the internet, but I can tell you they are real because I have lived them. We all have lived them. I want you to know that I was right there with you when you were scared and doubtful. And I felt that when you felt as though you had no idea what you were doing and you were in way over your head. All these feelings are a sign, though, that you are doing something new, something exciting, and something significant. Someone once told me that if something challenges you or makes you nervous, that is how you know what you are doing is important, because significance is not born of easy paths or everyday experiences. It is born from perseverance through challenges and doubt, and I can't think of a better testament of our success. Now, if I could ask for everyone one more time to place their hand over their camera. Now remove your hand if, despite all the long nights studying, all the exams that you thought you wouldn't live to see another day after, all the doubt, and even despite a global pandemic, you are graduating with a degree from Fontbonne University. And with that, I'd like to say you, my peers, are leaders worthy of every acknowledgement and celebration. Your dedication to your own success has not gone unnoticed, and I am excited to see how our class of first-gen graduates continues to serve as leaders in our future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Kayley, very much for those words. I would now like to invite our guest speaker to give his remarks. Dr. Alan Bird is the Vice Provost for Enrollment Management at the University of Missouri St. Louis. In this role, he serves as the Chief Enrollment Officer at UMSL and co-chair of the Strategic Enrollment Planning Council that is charged with shaping the institution's marketing, recruitment, and retention strategies to produce optimal enrollment and student outcomes. He also provides direction and leadership for the Division of Enrollment Management, which consists of 4 departments and 75 employees with an annual operating budget of $5.5 million. Dr. Bird has 20 years of experience in college admissions and enrollment management. He began his career in college admissions in 2000, working as an admission counselor for his alma mater, Southeast Missouri State University. He started his tenure at UMSL in 2009 as the Director of Admissions and led the university to several milestones for enrollment growth, diversity of the student body, and the academic profile of incoming students. His leadership responsibilities expanded at UMSL in 2012 when he was promoted to Dean of Enrollment Services, and again in 2016 when he was promoted to Vice Provost for Enrollment Management. As a first-generation college graduate, Dr. Bird understands the transformative power of higher education and has dedicated his career to being a champion for college access and affordability. He is currently the co-chair of St. Louis Graduates, which is a collaborative network of K through 12 and higher education leaders, youth serving nonprofit organizations, business leaders, and philanthropists who are working to increase post-secondary degree attainment for underrepresented students in the St. Louis region. Dr. Bird earned a BA in Communication and MA in Higher Education Administration from Southeast Missouri State University, and he recently completed a PhD in Educational Policy and Leadership at UMSL in 2019. He currently resides in St. Charles County with his wife, Camilla, and two sons, Alexander and Aiden. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Bird.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Sadie, for the introduction. I also want to thank the faculty and administration at Fontbonne University for the invitation to participate in your first generation graduation ceremony. Let me begin by expressing my deep appreciation for the honor to deliver the commencement address to your class of 2020. Congratulations to all the graduates for your hard work and perseverance. You have made countless sacrifices over the years to make this day a reality, and here we are. You did it. You've earned something that no one will ever be able to take away from you, and we're extremely proud of you. Now, none of us walk alone on this journey, so I also want to congratulate all the people who supported you on your path to graduation, such as the Fontbonne faculty and staff, your parents, grandparents, siblings, cousins, and everyone else who made this day possible. I know how important it was to receive those timely words of encouragement from them, their financial support, and even a home-cooked meal that kept you whole while you were balancing the various demands in your life as a college student. I know from my personal experience when I was in college, I would make a 4-hour round trip just to make it home to have a home-cooked meal from my grandmother. Those little things helped you make it through. And I know we're also in the middle of a global pandemic and practicing social distancing, but please take time to celebrate this milestone in your life with your loved ones that help you get here. And make sure you post tons of pictures on social media. Everyone on Instagram needs to know that you graduated today. I say this half jokingly, but I am serious. People need to see and celebrate your success. There's someone in your community who will see your accomplishment today, and it will inspire them to pursue their own dreams. That's why I commend Fontbonne for having a special ceremony to celebrate your success. This is truly a victory for you, your family, and the entire community, because it is not easy being a first-generation college student. I know firsthand that we often live in the margins of two cultures when we transition from our homes to a college campus. Many of you left your home for the first time a few years ago for an academic setting at Fontbonne that was unfamiliar to you or anyone in your family. You often find yourselves having to negotiate relationships and manage tensions between your home life and your college life. And some of you even have to reject some of the values of your social norms of your community to adjust to this new environment. This assimilation process is not an easy thing to do, which is why the attrition rate for first-generation students is so high. Right now in the United States, first-generation students are 4 times more likely to drop out of college than their peers. However, you all have overcome the odds and bucked this national trend due to your grit and resilience. And now you are ready to take on the world. And that's why I have been invited to speak today, just to share some advice for your next steps of your journey as you leave Fontbonne. Now, honestly, I racked my brain and heart for several days to determine what I should say to you, and I just decided, well, first I started by asking myself what I wished I had known when I was sitting in your seat as a 21-year-old graduating from Southeast Missouri State University many years ago. And after much deliberation, I decided just to share 3 simple tips that have propelled me in my career thus far. Tip number 1, and as I social distance, my 3-year-old just came in and crashed the meeting. How you doing, Ada? Yes, no. You can't join me. Sorry, guys. So rule number 1, do not let others define who you are. Believe it or not, when I was a child, there were not many people who would have predicted that I would be a vice provost at the university. I grew up on the north side of St. Louis City, the oldest of 3 children in a single-parent household. And most of the kids in my zip code had a higher probability of going to prison than to actually graduate from college. We were poor, and my mother always did what she could to provide for me and my siblings. She always encouraged us to do well in school because she believed education was the key to a better life. And she was the driving force behind my college ambitions. Yet I didn't know anything about college, how to get there, or how I was going to pay for it. There were no doctors, lawyers, or engineers in my neighborhood, and kids do not dream about things they have not seen. I have family members who did not see the value of a college education and thought I was wasting my time and money. I also had people in my community who resented the fact that I went away to college and felt like I left them behind. Fortunately, my education exposed me to what the world had to offer and the opportunities that were available for me. I never thought that I would earn a doctoral degree and become a leader of a university, but this is the path that my education provided for me. But even more importantly, I did not let the voices of others' opinions drown my dreams. And I advise you all to do the same thing. The only limits that really matter in life are the ones you put on yourself. Tip number 2, do not be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of life, and it is impossible to live without failing at something. The key to success is to learn from your failures and to use them as motivation moving forward. I could give you 100 examples of where I fell short in my life and had to bounce back. But the most recent and relevant example is probably the completion of my doctoral program. This process started 10 years ago when I was the director of admissions at UMSL. I had lunch with one of my mentors, and he encouraged me to go back to school. He convinced me that my career could take off like a rocket if I earned a PhD. So I followed his advice and applied for the doctoral program in educational policies and leadership studies. Then a few weeks later, I received a denial letter from the graduate school because I did not score high enough in the verbal reasoning section of the GRE. I was disappointed, to say the least, and I spent the next few months studying to retake the test so I could be reconsidered for admission. My score improved the second time around, but I was still a few points shy of meeting the minimum requirement. I ended up writing an appeal letter to the dean of the graduate school to see if an exception could be made since I increased my previous score by 20 points. But the dean responded by saying they had minimum scores for a reason and that it would not be fair to the other students to accept me into a program without meeting the requirements. This was hard, so I buckled down and I took the test for a third time, and I finally got the score I needed to get accepted to the program. But then, due to my busy schedule, I still had to take a non-traditional route. I worked typically 50 to 60 hours a week, and I could only take one course per semester. So it took me 6 years to complete the coursework of my dissertation program and another 3 years to write and defend my dissertation. But as Sadie mentioned, I just graduated in December 2019 with distinction and earned my PhD. So the moral of this story is I never gave up, and I used my failures as motivation. I could have easily tapped out after I didn't earn the score on the GED the first or the second time. However, I pushed through, and it motivated me even more to pass the GRE, to prove to the dean and all others that I was PhD material. All right, my last tip is to always work hard and never stop learning. Although you earn your bachelor's degree, I encourage you to continue to push yourself and learn new things and acquire new skills. Personally, I make it a point to set educational goals for myself every year. It could be reading a certain number of books, learning a new computer software program, or taking a refresher course that'll make me more effective at my job. And fortunately, I've been promoted several times in my career simply because I took the initiative to ask my boss if there was anything that I could do to learn or to do better, to become better at my job. So do not be afraid or hesitate to step outside of your comfort zone and learn new things, because they may eventually create new opportunities for you. Another way to continue learning is to surround yourself with people who can teach you and introduce you to new things. I also encourage you to seek out a mentor who is currently in a position that you aspire to have one day. Then he or she can help you develop a roadmap to get to your dream job. But just remember, once you get there, make sure you reach back and help others who are once in your shoes. Continue to give back. We never want to close the widening gaps of wealth and opportunity in our society. So please, never forget where you came from. So in closing, I just want to wish you all the best of luck as you leave Fontbonne and transition into the next chapter of your lives. For those of you who already have a job lined up and a solid career plan, congratulations. For those of you who may not have it all figured out yet, that's okay. I had no idea where my life was going to take me when I was at graduation. However, I assure you that if you will follow my advice and do not let others define you, do not be afraid to fail, and work hard and never stop learning, there will be no limits to where you can go in life. I am living proof that it is not where you start, it's where you finish. So every one of you have the talent and ability to realize your dreams, and I can't wait to see what you do next. So again, congratulations to the class of 2020. Go out there and make your mark on this world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bird, for those words. Thank you for joining us today. We truly appreciate all that you do for St. Louis and for students in the St. Louis region. So thank you. We have now come to the part of the program where we're going to recognize each first-generation graduate. As I call your name and read your biography, please place your 1G commemorative pin that you should have with you. Please place that on your shirt. If you have a guest sitting there with you today, they can place the pin on for you. Normally when we do this in person, we have the student come to the front of the room along with one of their guests for this pinning ceremony. But we would still like to continue that tradition today, even though it's not in person. Please go ahead and either put the pin on yourself or have your guest put the pin on for you. And if we end up having an in-person graduation ceremony at Fontbonne, please wear this pin on your regalia, wear it proud. Happy that you all have some token to keep with you and remind you of all the accomplishments you've made at Fontbonne. So wear that pin and wear it proud. All right. So I will get started here and I'll call your name and then I'll read your biography. And please feel free to unmute after I read your biography, and those who are with you can cheer. Like Dr. Wayhop said, that's really important. So go ahead and turn the mute button off and you can cheer. The folks who are with you there celebrating can cheer as well. All right, first we have Shervana Adeshina. Shervana is graduating with a Master of Business Administration with an emphasis in management and leadership. Shervana says that she has had a lot of roadblocks that have tried to defer her from her dreams, but she continues to rise. Shervana says that her time at Fontbonne was amazing and she appreciates the faculty and staff, especially her teachers, who didn't give up on her. Being a non-traditional graduate student, she really appreciated the ongoing communication of her advisor, who understood that non-traditional and online students needed to be checked in on every once in a while. Shervana thanks God for not letting her let go and give up on herself. She would also like to thank her best friends that motivated her and helped her in so many ways. Shervana would like to recognize Kiana, Temi, Denise, Emma, and Sholanda for not letting her fall when she wanted to. In the future, Shervana hopes to work in human resources or in a training department within a company. She has always thrived around people, and she would love to be in a field where she can provide hope even when things look bleak, and share with others that there is truly a light at the end of the tunnel. Congratulations, Shervana. Yay. Woo! Woohoo!
Go Peanut!
All right, next we have Octavia Collins. Octavia is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Pre-Nursing Studies. Octavia served in a leadership role with Fontbonne's Black Student Union for 3 years. Another highlight of Octavia's time at Fontbonne was the freshman retreat, where she got the nickname of Mama OC and made lots of friends after being nervous of making none. Octavia would like to thank Leslie Doyle, Bruce Cunningham, Cabri Braggs, Professor Jamie Dowertree, Professor Elizabeth Rejo, AJ Friedhoff, Sister Linda, her mother Kiana Collins, her uncle Herman Bond, Aunt Brenda Collins, and brother Carvan Estes. After graduating, Octavia plans to attend Chamberlain University to pursue a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Congratulations, Octavia.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Mama OC!
All right, next up we have Kayley Cunningham. Kayley is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in General Studies, Health. Kayley has served as the 1G Collective Program Assistant for the past 3 years, and her time working with the program has been the most transformative experience she's had while at Fontbonne. She has loved growing along with this organization and the connections she has made. This year, Kayley was inducted into the Fontbonne Student Hall of Fame, received the Outstanding Senior in General Studies Health Award, and was honored as a Telos Scholar. While this isn't an all-encompassing list, some of Kayley's key supporters include her boyfriend, Tim, her grandma, her mom and Jason, and her dad and sisters. She would also like to thank Amy Simons, Sadie Weiss, and all her Fontbonne family and friends. After leaving Fontbonne, Kayley will start a graduate program at St. Louis University's School of Public Health and Social Justice, where she will pursue a master's degree in public health. Congratulations, Kayley.
Yeah!
Woo! Kayley!
Good job, girl.
All right, next up, DeMarcus Davis. DeMarcus is graduating with a Master of Management and Leadership. During his graduate program, DeMarcus served as the Campus Ministry Graduate Assistant. Some highlights for DeMarcus are bringing the community together for the Thanksgiving potluck and celebrating moments of gratitude. DeMarcus would like to thank his friends and family for supporting him on this journey. It's truly been a moment. Congratulations, DeMarcus. All right, next we have Madeline Farquhar. Madeline is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Special Education and Elementary Education. One highlight of her time at Fontbonne is working as a wing leader and serving as VP on university programming. Madeline would like to thank her mom and Mimi for closely supporting her along with the rest of her family. Upon graduation, Madeline hopes to find a teaching position and fulfill her dream of becoming a teacher. Congratulations, Madeline. All right. Next, we have Neera Ghising Tamang. Neera is from Kathmandu, Nepal, and came to St. Louis in August 2018 to pursue her master's degree in business administration. While studying at Fontbonne, Neera learned many life lessons, and she feels will always help her. She got to be closer to God and got to be part of a different but loving and supportive community. Neera wants to thank God and her mother and father for always being there for her. It was her father's dream for her to get her MBA in the United States, and she is very happy that she has made him proud. Neera also wants to thank her family in Iowa who were consistently working with her while she was searching for a university in the US. She would also like to thank her Nepali and English church in St. Louis and her pastors for their spiritual guidance, Pastor Joshua, Pastor Tara, Pastor Jerry, and Karen. Neera also wants to thank her host family in St. Louis, Maya Didi, Ram Dai, Auntie, and Sister Dia for being very kind and supportive. Lastly, Neera wants to thank all of her friends and Fontbonne family. She will miss working in the Office of Student Affairs and in the International Office at Fontbonne. After graduation, Neera is planning to work for a humanitarian organization in the field of logistics and supply chain management. Congratulations, Neera.
Yay, Neera.
Woohoo! Okay, Yuki Hanashiro. Yuki is graduating with a Master of Business Administration. One highlight from Yuki's time at Fontbonne is finding friends Anna Leroy and Neera Ghising Tamang, who really supported her during school. They studied together every day, and the time she spent with them is very precious to her. After receiving her MBA, Yuki is going to work in Japan, and in the future, she hopes to return to the United States. Congratulations, Yuki. Okay, Taylor Henderson. Taylor is graduating from Fontbonne with a Bachelor of Arts in Fine Art. Taylor had so many highlights and accomplishments that it was hard to pick, but one that stands out was when she became a wing leader. It was a lot of work, but she really enjoyed it, and that year her team won first place in the Griffin Games. Taylor was also a pro team member of the Disney Leadership Institute, exec member of Dance Marathon, and a member of ODK. The main people that have provided Taylor support are Joel Harmon, her roommate Angel Code, her brother, and her mother. These people push her to do her best and to be the best, and if it wasn't for them, she wouldn't be the person she is today. Congratulations, Taylor.
Yay!
All right, next we have Angela Hicks. Angela is graduating with a Master of Arts in Teaching and Special Education. Angela's greatest accomplishment from her time at Fontbonne was learning the art of balancing the different roles she lives and deepening her metacognition skills. She was proudly inducted into the Phi Lambda Theta Honor Society for maintaining a high grade point average. Angela would like to recognize God, her Lord and Savior, her husband, Bishop A.J. Hicks, her 5 children and 2 grandchildren. She would also like to recognize her mother, Mrs. Brenda J. Bethany, and her brother, Mr. James Bethany. Also her co-workers and classmates, Karen Walls and Kiana Irving, her church family, the WOW Church, and her paternal aunts. Angela would especially like to recognize Tiwan Agnew, Barbara J. McCain, Felicia Houston, Celeste Carroll, Ron Stedman, Rebecca Bazal, Professors Carol Kotzwitz, Joanne Fish, and Vicki Nelson, who all saw the gift of teaching in her and pushed her to move forward in the field of education. Finally, special honor goes to her father, Mr. James E. Bethany, for instilling in her hard work and integrity, along with her maternal grandmother, Mrs. Rosa Lee Odessa Causi, who inspired Angela by her beliefs in children, especially her thought that every child can learn. Angela's plans after receiving her degree are to work in a cross-categorical special education co-teacher position in Chicago, Illinois, where she will continue teaching and learning with future generations of children. Congratulations, Angela.
Woo!
All right, Margaret Hood. Margaret is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education. Margaret would love to thank her parents, grandparents, her Aunt Joyce, friends, teachers, and coworkers for supporting her and her goals throughout her time studying at Fontbonne. After graduating, Margaret will continue working at Fontbonne in the admissions department, bringing in new Griffins and helping them to start a new chapter of some awesome memories. Margaret hopes to continue her education next year and pursue a master's degree. Congratulations, Margaret. Okay, next we have Adna Ismajilefendic. Adna will be graduating from Fontbonne with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Adna's parents came to the United States from Bosnia, and it was tough for them to leave everything and everyone behind during the war, but they knew deep down that this is what they had to do in order to survive. They chose to come to the US because they wanted their children to have a better opportunity. When starting college, it was hard. Adna did not know what she was getting herself into or what to expect. She is proud to now be graduating from Fontbonne. A highlight of her time at Fontbonne was being accepted into school with such positive values, but also being able to graduate and show her family that they made the right decision by coming here and sacrificing everything. They knew her abilities and pushed her to succeed in every way she could. She feels blessed to have them in her life, as they have been with her every step of the way. Adna's plan after graduating is to go straight towards her master's degree, take the CPA and CFF exams, and eventually work towards becoming a forensic accountant. Congratulations, Adna. Okay. Sorry, I was just letting a few more people in who are just joining us. Okay, next we have Juwan Lee. Juwan will be graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Pre-Law. The major highlight of Juwan's time at Fontbonne was when the men's cross-country team had a full team to score at their conference meet. Juwan would like to recognize his friends and family, who have been there for him throughout his entire undergraduate career. After receiving his degree, Juwan will be attending Webster University to get his master's degree in legal studies. Congratulations, Juwan. Okay, next we have Anna Leroy. Anna graduated this past December with a Master of Business Administration. Anna completed her undergraduate degree from Stevens College with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Graphic Design. During her time as an undergraduate, she interned at the Stevens College Marketing and Communications Office. This led to a seamless transition to her first career job and current position as graphic designer at Fontbonne University in the Office of Communications and Marketing, managing a variety of design and marketing strategy needs for the university. While employed full-time at Fontbonne, Anna pursued a fast-track Master of Business Administration degree in just a year and a half. As a first-generation college student, she is inherently grateful for these opportunities to further her education and career pursuits now and in the future. Congratulations, Anna. Okay, Sierra Moore. Sierra Moore will be graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Social Work. Sierra is from Liberty, Missouri, and transferred to Fontbonne in 2018 from a community college. Sierra's biggest accomplishment is graduating. Sierra has been through a lot and almost gave up many times, but she kept pushing. Being a child that was in foster care and then luckily adopted, she looks at where she came from and is so grateful for what she has accomplished. Sierra would like to recognize her mom, Gayla. She has been her rock throughout this journey, and without her, she has no idea what she would do. Sierra also wants to recognize her social work department because they have taught her so much, and she is very grateful for them. Sierra also wants to recognize her track team and coach. She never thought she was going to compete again, and even though her season got cut short, she is very grateful for her team. After graduating, Sierra will be attending Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville to pursue her master's degree in social work. Congratulations, Sierra.
Yay!
Okay, Bonita Owen. Bonita is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Fine Art with a focus in studio arts. The highlights of Bonita's time at Fontbonne include her membership in Visions for Vets led by Scott Beatty, having her art displayed at Art St. Louis, placing first in the National Veterans Creative Arts Festival, and being part of the 1G group of students. Bonita was also honored to be inducted into 2 great honor societies, Omicron Delta Kappa and Phi Kappa Phi. Bonita would like to thank her husband, Scott Owen, her daughter, Joni Yackley, and husband, Sean, and daughter, Juniper, and her son, Jared Owen. She would also like to thank her instructors, Tim Liddy, Tony Borchardt, Victor Wang, Grace Lynn, Kim Anderson, and her advisor, Mark Douglas. After graduation, Bonita will be going to Southern Illinois University in Edwardsville to pursue her master's degree in art therapy and counseling. Congratulations, Bonita.
Woo! Yay!
Okay, June Azania Roach. June is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Social Work. June came to Fontbonne on scholarship after graduating from STLCC with a degree in Human Services. When June first came to Fontbonne, she joined the psychology department and met her wonderful professor, Rebecca Fauché, who taught her that she could do anything with God's help. And in one short year, June became the president of the Psych Club. After a while, her passion for people guided her to the field of social work. June would like to recognize her 4 daughters, Nay, Jade, Genesis, and Olu. She would also like to recognize her forever friend, Monty Metcalf, and her sisters, Jennifer Jordan, Daphne Jackson, Lucrecia Brown, and her golden friends who let her drive their cars to school and who picked her up and drove her to school and always gave her encouragement. Alicia Monroe, Alicia Worley, Kennedy Washington, Shelby Bonds, Cole, and Whitting. June would also like to thank her awesome professors, guidance counselor, and handholders and confidence builders at Fontbonne, DeMarcus Davis, Melissa Eichhorn, Sally Height, all the library and Kinkle Center staff, Kane, Sharon Jackson, Adam Wayhops, Ben Moore, Jason Finley, Laura Beaver, the Sisters of St. Joseph, St. Kathleen Reagan, aka Sis Kate, Sister Linda Markway, and all the other kind souls that are nameless because they were selfless in their giving and sharing. Congratulations, June.
Thank you. Yay! Thank you.
Okay, just making sure really quick that someone got cut out. So let's see. Let's see if I can let this person back in and then we'll continue. Okay. All right. Next, we have Chelsea Teroy-Hackley. Chelsea is graduating with a Bachelor of Arts in Fine Art, K-12 art teacher certification with art history and early childhood education add-ons. While it has been a long road for Chelsea, it was well worth the effort. Chelsea would like to thank everyone who supported her late nights, understood her cancellations of get-togethers, and those who would spend hours on the phone talking out problems or ideas for homework. She would like to especially thank her family, her dad who is open-minded and always looking at a problem in a new way, her mom for always telling her she could do it, her Grammy for supporting her through her entire education and coming to every event she could, and her husband, Lauren. He has seen it all, her struggles, accomplishments, worries, breakthroughs, procrastination, and successes. Chelsea would also like to thank her friends Laura and Ashley for always being willing to bounce around ideas for homework and having study sessions to help her focus and get her work completed. Chelsea found a passion for Chinese brush painting that she says she would have never found anywhere else. Chelsea says her experience at Fontbonne have helped shape the person she is today. After graduating, Chelsea plans to apply for art teacher positions in the surrounding area and find a full-time position with the school district. She would also like to complete a master's degree in art. Congratulations to you, Chelsea.
Yay,
Chelsea.
Okay, and last but not least, we have Caylia Wells. Caylia is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in General Studies Health. While at Fontbonne, Caylia has learned that there are many struggles in life, but God only gives you what he knows you can handle, and that he knows you can push through any problems in life. Caylia would like to recognize her mother, father, Cindy, Warren, and God for being her support system while in school. After graduating, Caylia is going to take a year off before heading to nursing school. Congratulations, Caylia. Wonderful. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We are extremely proud of everything you have accomplished while at Fontbonne University. It is truly incredible, and I want you all to keep those of you who you mentioned in your remarks and your biography who have supported you through this journey. Please do thank them for their support and guidance along the way. I want to say thank you to the guests that joined us, to those of you, friends and family who have supported your loved ones during their time at Fontbonne. Their experience would have been very different without you by their side. So thank you very much for supporting them. That concludes our ceremony today, but I would like to now open it up and everyone can just unmute and we can all just give a big shout out to all of our
Congratulations all.
Way to go!
Kayley.
I feel great. This is great. Thank you, thank you, Sadie.
Congratulations, everyone.
Sadie.
Thank you, Adna.
Congratulations, Sadie. Oh, the sky's the limit.
We done it.
Sky's the limit.